Howdy, 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 my name is Nachi Sasuke. Welcome back to Let's Read the SCP Foundation Wiki. In this episode, we're going to be reading Hostile Helium, Hard to Destroy Reptile, Refrigerator Art, The Caretaker, and The Non-Bottomless Pit. Now, this episode is going to be a little lopsided, because I'm going to do 682 last, because I have some extra stuff to go along with the Hard to Destroy Reptile, and who knows how much extra stuff might already be in that article itself. As such, this is probably going to be a longer episode, just because of how long I've been looking forward to getting to 682. I've read the entry before, but that was a year ago, and I don't really remember it. So, let's check out that Hostile Helium. And it's Euclid. Also, I'm pretty positive the Hard to Destroy Reptile is a Keter entry, but I'm not going to do the serious Keter voice for it, because I'd rather have fun reading it than be all, this is the helium containers and blah 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 blah. I don't really want to do that for this one. So, SCP-681 is to be contained in a row of standard pressure tanks rated to contain helium gas. All tanks are to be chained to the floor or walls of the containment chamber. What was it called? Hostile Helium, right. Are to be chained to the floors or walls of the containment room. The containment room is to be kept airtight and at near vacuum pressures, with 2 level 1 staff assigned to check for tank leakage once a week. Checks are to be made in pressure suits, and none of the gas is to be removed without clearance from level 2 personnel. In the event of a minor leakage into the storage chamber, the room is to be temporarily flooded with normal air to force 681 into collection traps in the ceiling. Should a very large leak occur, or should 681 breach the containment room, nearby personnel are to be supplied with oxygen masks immediately, and the bubbles of 681 forming around them are to be siphoned off. 681 can be safely placed in latex balloons without the usual concern of leakage, but no more than 3 average balloons worth of 681 are to be removed from the containment room at any time. Discovered in a warehouse under investigation for several cases of reported death by suffocation, 681 is roughly 200 155cm canisters of helium gas with unusual properties. In the event of leakage in the vicinity of brainwave producing subjects, it will move towards the subject and fill airways and sinus cavities with helium gas. In enough volume, this could lead to death via suffocation. While still in the storage containers, it retains some of the capacity to exert mobility, hampered by the weight of the metal container. In lighter containers, such as the few 60cm party-sized ones collected with the main batch, it can exert enough force to deliver a head concussion. The range of the effect is limited to roughly 30 meters, but this is highly variable. If placed in a balloon, it will simply drift towards any thinking organisms nearby and repeatedly bump against them. Balloon animals, however, will become slightly animate and act hostile, though still largely ineffective due to being simple latex balloon animals. It will, through unknown means, migrate into nearby balloons if it breaches containment. Addendum. After all this time, someone just now thought to check the serial numbers on the canisters and discovered we're missing over blank 100 of them? Do you have any idea how much gas there is in one of those? Well, we're not gonna look at that yet. Next up is Refrigerator Art, which is also Euclid. And it says, let's see. Following an incineration of 2, it reappeared on the surface 49 hours later. Okay. SCP-683 is to be kept in a standard 8x8x5 meter research bay equipped with a portable gas-powered generator. 683 itself is to be covered with a suitably large opaque drop cloth to prevent inadvertent visual contact when not involved in active research, so it's a cognito hazard then. Research bay doors should meet level 2 hazard control rating. See steel door, reinforced hinges, SC passport, key card access with manual override. I bet they feel real clever about that name, but it looks stupid. But without the standard observation window. Video surveillance is restricted to this exterior door until testing is approved for recorded viewing of 683. No guard should be posted unless approved by level 3 or higher administrative staff, again to prevent possible inadvertent visual contact. No food or drink is permitted within 20 meters of the containment area. It is currently held in Research Base Zingabear 4 at Site 19 under these conditions. And there's what SCP-683-2 looks like. Those mountains look like they have faces. And the sun. But not the person. 683 consists of 2 objects, 1 and 2. When its unique properties are activated, it will produce samples of 3. Oh, I wonder what 3 is. There's not pictures of it, so I wonder what 3 is. 1 is a white 1953 Crossley Shelvador brand of refrigerator showing moderate external wear. And internally, 1 appears clean and well maintained regardless of contents, results of testing procedures, or deliberate attempts to soil it. Its power cord terminates in an unknown plug configuration that has proven incompatible with modern outlets. Foundation electrical engineers have constructed an adapter, inventory control code 19 Alice 6837, allowing one to run via a standard gas-powered home generator, which is used for all testing. When supplied with electrical power, one functions adequately as a refrigeration unit. Its unusual properties will function with or without electrical power, but when power is provided, instances of 3 produced do not appear to decay or spoil as long as they're kept within the unit. That sounds bad. 2 was a child, age approximately 5 to 7, drawing on a standard 8x5 to 11-inch white paper, oriented as a landscape, and affixed by unknown means to one's exterior, probably magnets or sticky tack. Oh man, I haven't seen sticky tack in a long time. 2 appears to have been created with pencil and felt pen, showing evidence of moderate water damage at some point in the past. Probably the brown stuff. The drawing depicts a mountainous exterior landscape with an anthropomorphic sun, house, dog, well, various vegetation, and a central figure which appears to be wearing a chef's tongue. Toque, not tongue. Don't wear chef tongues, that's probably uncomfortable for the chefs. Any person either uttering disparaging remarks about to, or attempting to remove it from the surface of one begins to incur damage to both internal organs and skin/musculature upon ingesting any food item. The damage manifests as the excision of tissue from various locations of the body equal in mass to the food ingested. So, do not shit talk the drawing and then proceed to eat a watermelon. You will die. This effect ceases once the victim has ingested 0.42 kilograms worth of food and an equal amount of tissue has been excised. Though observably painful, tissue is excised seemingly instantaneously following each bite of food, and has yet to strike any internal surface structure that would cause the death of the subject before the 42 kilogram threshold is reached. All subjects have expired within 26 days of last excision. Once the 0.42 kilogram excision of tissue is complete, a brown lunch-style paper bag, hereafter referred to as 3, will appear in the interior of 1. 3 has consistently been labeled with the name Eric, which is SCP-66. I will double check that because I do not remember who the hell that is. The text appears symmetrically in capital letters printed in black ink. The writing style appears consistent with each sample of 3. With each appearance, 3 has contained the following: a sandwich consisting of 2 pieces of white bread crust removed and 0.21 kilograms of various excised flesh and viscera. DNA analysis confirmed it to be that of subjects who last disparaged or attempted to remove 2. A plastic zip-top bag containing 0.21 kilograms of various excised flesh and viscera. It is again from those people who talk smack about the drawing. Another plastic zip-top containing 3 chocolate chip cookies, measuring approximately 9 centimeters in diameter. Testing shows no abnormalities or traces of DNA. A 3x5 note card reading, "Be a good boy today!" Ink is black and handwriting is consistent in the style with the Eric written on the exterior. Following testing, all of them have been incinerated with no unusual effects. 2 cannot be removed from 1, and all attempts to do so have resulted in the activation of its unusual properties. Without any attempts to remove it, 2 has been set alight and incinerated by a simple match on 3 occasions, but has returned to the surface of 1 within 68 hours each time. Despite expectations, disposable dudes who performed the incineration were unaffected by 683. If multiple subjects disparage or attempt to remove 2 at one time, only the first to do so will experience its effects. No further subjects can be affected until production of an instance of 3. Subjects who fast following removal attempts or disparaging of 2 are unaffected until they attempt to ingest food. To date, 2 subjects have starved themselves to death without suffering any effect from 683. Subjects fed intravenously following removal attempts or disparaging of 2 have been affected as if they were consuming solid foods. Discovery. 683 was discovered in a storage unit adjacent to the home of one Yolanda Blank of Blank, Washington. A collector of vintage refrigerators and furnishing, Miss Blank claims to have simply found it unattended on a street corner in late July 19-something. Her nephew, who reportedly helped her move the item, died 2 weeks following the move. Cause of death on cert listed as complications from hernia. The item was brought to the Foundation's attention when an appraiser, occasionally under contract with the Foundation, through front agency sentiments of centuries past limited, became a victim of its effects while evaluating Mrs. Blank's find. When asked why she never attempted to remove 2, Miss Blank replied, "It's a nice little picture, isn't it? Why take it down?" So it says info hazard, but not cognito hazard. I guess it's not a cognito hazard because it doesn't make you immediately die from seeing it, but it does have some problems. I can turn this lamp off now. It does have some problems if you talk smack about it and then eat food. It doesn't sound like there will be an issue if you eat a watermelon though, because I don't actually know how much 0.42 kilograms is. How much is that? Less than a pound. Okay, cool, cool. Now, what was 66? It went from safe protist, whatever that means, to a Euclid impetus. And it used to say, be kept in a safe deposit box like 21. When was this last edited? This has been edited since the last time I read it. Huh. It is kept in a tungsten carbide box in Site 21's high-value item storage facility. Once every month, the box must be manually inspected for damage to the interior. It consistently destroys any recording devices placed inside of its box. It must be moved. If damage is present, it must be moved to a new box. The task is performed by a robotic arm capable of performing the task in under 3 seconds. It is an amorphous mass of braided yarn and ribbon weighing approximately 1 kilogram. Strands of 66 may be taken individually and manipulated. When this is done, a note on the diatonic scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, is produced by the object. When a set of 6 or more notes are produced, it will produce it used to say benign, effect of varying nature and duration. It will not respond to manipulation while any effect produced by it is in progress. Prior to Incident 2, results have included transfer to a small calico kitten for 17 minutes. The kitten exhibited significant friendliness and playfulness and appeared to be declawed. A song lasting 4 minutes, acoustic guitar with vocal accompanied by singer-songwriter redacted. The lyrics warned the listener not to use sharp objects without parental supervision. A small cupcake, chocolate with chocolate frosting, and a lit candle on top. Notably, the tones produced prior to this effect corresponded to the opening notes of Happy Birthday. 66 became responsive after said cupcake was consumed. On April 18th, 2008, Disposable 664437 was instructed to use a pair of scissors to remove a portion of 66 for testing. However, when he began to cut it, it rolled 1 meter away from him before stopping and making an unidentified squeaking sound. Before he could be provided with further instruction, he attempted to cut it again. It rolled away and produced the phrase, "Are you Eric?" in response. After they replied in the negative, it morphed into its present state, see file photo, and began emitting loud, dissonant staccato notes before they were escorted from the room. After Incident 2, it began to exhibit behavior highly inconsistent with its previous properties. It now displays significant mobility, primarily in the form of being able to move tentacular portions of itself at very high speed. While 66 is either unable or unwilling to use this ability for transportation, it will occasionally attempt to damage its containment by rubbing its strands against the side of the box, gradually wearing it down. This process appears to be unusually effective for the materials in consideration. Additionally, 66 will automatically produce notes and effects in the presence of any human, regardless of whether the human interacts with 66. The process takes a minimum of 6 seconds. In the aftermath of Incident 2, the effects produced by 66 have included a single bee was released near containment, stinging 4436 before flying away. The bee was not captured. It is unknown how the bee survived. Beethoven's Second Symphony was played at over 140 decibels, causing permanent deafness in 3 personnel and permanent hearing damage in 8 others. The room containing 66 experienced a sudden and complete absence of light for 5 hours. Personnel in the room reported hearing loud breathing behind their shoulders, although no source was apparent. When it is not producing anomalous effects, 66 will say the name Eric constantly in a deep masculine voice, so it'll just be like, Eric, Eric, Eric. And who's Agent Boggs? www.insubordinate.com. We're not going to go there. I'm not sure what they changed, because it's been a long time since I read SCP-66, so I have no idea what they changed. Okay, so that's it for 683. What's 684? The Caretaken. Not the Caretaker, the Caretaken. So I probably read that wrong earlier. As 684 is too large and massive to relocate, much less fully contained in any orthodox sense, it's also Euclid, hotbox procedures are in effect. If 684 is judged to have expanded beyond the coordinates of coordinates redacted, containment is said to have failed, and hotbox borders are to enact standard deterrent methodologies, which are: there have been some in the Foundation that have expressed a belief that, given 684 has not grown in size or mass since discovery, hotbox procedures are a waste of resources. But what are they? No living staff on the surface of 684 are allowed to know the true nature of it. This specific file is not to reach any observation posts studying 684. Okay. 684 is a massive object assumed to be a living creature found on the seafloor of the Indian Ocean. It is irregular in shape, with the center of its mass located at approximately blank but blank 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 blank. From that center mass, 684 extends approximately 70 kilometers outward, maintaining an average height above seafloor of 12 meters. The outward skin of it is dark brown with a rough, grainy texture. There's a slight give when a pressure is applied to its surface. From time to time, small sections of its surface will dimly glow a faint blue, yellow, or pink hue. These lights tend to move in the direction of its center mass, or to 6 slowly pulsating sphincters that are believed to be mouth analogs. Wall sphincters. Upon the discovery of 684 in 19-something, the Foundation attempted to place a prefabricated research outpost near it. Due to the ocean currents, the post landed on the surface of 684 instead. As the outpost structure was undamaged by said misplacement, 05 blank authorized the deployment of researcher blank to the post, later dubbed Station Alpha. 3 days later, Station Alpha was seen via long-range underwater video being enveloped and destroyed by a localized undulation of its mass. When a recovery mission arrived 24 hours later, Station Alpha was found completely intact. When entered, Researcher Blank was interviewed as having no memory of any 684 disturbance, although expressing slight annoyance that Station Alpha hadn't yet gotten that rover I was promised. When questioned, Blank offered up a Foundation printout, citing orders to use an underwater rover to push animal carcasses to 684 sphincters. Off-site analysis of both Researcher Blank and sections of Station Alpha were discovered to be elaborate copies of their original selves. During this off-site analysis, Station Alpha was seen regrowing, complete with another copy of Researcher Blank. This new copy had no memory of the earlier copy's actions or memories. It is currently theorized that 684 assimilates and reproduces stations and their crew for tasks related to its survival and self-maintenance. Each station is capable of issuing orders to its pseudo-crew in ways that mimic the originals, so that all assimilated crew members treat the orders as legitimate. Double-blind experiments have concluded that without tools to detect the chemical differences, all individuals reported that 684-based documents had no identifying traits which hinted at forgery. These orders are phrased in such a way that the crew believes its actions are intended to contain 684, leading to no doubts among the assimilated crew that anything is amiss. It would seem that 684 deliberately takes the effort to ensure that station crew, despite being fabricated, are kept in good mental and physical health, ignorant about their true nature or purpose. To test and confirm said hypothesis, the Foundation has placed 5 more prefabricated stations on the surface of 684. In short order, each of these stations and their crews, listed below, have been assimilated and refabricated by 684. Each one does not know about the others. The designations are exclusively for Foundation use. Addendum 1. Stations. Below are the locations and duties of all 5 stations currently placed on 684. For ease of understanding, false ordered task is a brief synopsis of the actions each station believes the Foundation has ordered them to do in order to contain 684, or at least to keep it in a stable state. And assumed actual role is what the Foundation believes the station's actual role to 684 is. Alpha. There's 6 crews. Push corrupted false order tasks. Push corrupted sea life carcasses to extraplanar disposal facility 684. Assumed actual role. Transport of carcasses to mouths. Beta had 12 people. Contain and destroy toxic non-Newtonian fluid emanating from 684. Waste removal hygiene. Gamma, data redacted, immune system. Delta, 4. Scouting and marking suitable locations for new 684 observation posts. Interestingly, Delta Station is the only station in which the memories of the pseudo-staff are adjusted in real time. Once all the marked locations are growing on 684-1, all staff members immediately forget having ever been out before. Also, despite not knowing the existence of other stations on 684, Delta crews have never scouted areas where they would be detected by the other stations. Demarcating 1 growing locations. Iota, 24. Collect and ship 1 to Stable 1, which is unofficial title for the nearest Central Foundation facility located in data expunged. Unknown potential benefit and reward for caretaking 684. Station Iota is currently the least understood station, owing its task of harvesting 1. Owing to its task of harvesting 1. 1 takes the shape of a small 2 cm to 8 cm spheres of varying color which bud off the skin of 684. Any given nodule reaches full size in 3 weeks, remaining attached for a week before disconnecting from 684 and being carried off by ocean currents. 1 has been seen as supplementary source of nutrition for the entire food pyramid surrounding 684. Examination of sea life that consistently feeds on 1 shows increase in size, general health, and overall increased fitness. Human consumption of 1 has not yet been approved, but many Foundation researchers believe that 684 grows 1 in way of recompense for absorbing and fabricating its caretakers. Interviews and communication. Transmission 684JH94. Let's see. Responder Dr. Blank, Stable 1. Researcher JH, copy 9. Oh, I guess he's the 9th copy. Forward. A Terran H's diving suit during an exploratory survey has left it suffering from headaches and nausea. It has requested transfer away from 684 for medical treatment. Blank. H, old friend, we sent you down there because you kept injuring yourself on dry land, and now you want to go back? We just took all the padding. We just took out all the padding on site blank. Keep it up, Will. When the hell am I getting out of here? I hate being cooped up when the rest of the crew is out there. 2 minutes or so, childishly laughs. I was supposed to tell you when we sent down the submersible a few hours ago, and I guess it just sort of slipped my mind. Asshole. I didn't even have time to pack. Remind me to beat you once the docks fix me up, okay? There's the sound of a submersible docking in the background. See, in 2 hours or so, Ted, Station Alpha out. Conclusion video records show H9 walking slowly to the docking platform, which opens in front of him. As the doors begin to close, the walls of the enclosure dissolve into 684 around H9, who is seen struggling as the doors finish closing. All of H9's personal effects are dissolved and absorbed into the walls of Station Delta. 3 minutes later, the docking platform doors open and H10 steps out carrying his personal belongings. Later on, other crewmen on Delta greet him warmly. Alright. And AZ-481. Copy 48 of Maintenance Crewman AZ, Station Alpha. Responder redacted. Forward, C would on a monthly basis use his personal call allotment. This is the one anomalous call. Hello? Hi, I'm sorry, this wasn't the voice I was expecting. Who is this? This is the redacted resident who wants to know. I'm A, Beat. You better tell me who you are because I was expecting redacted. My wife. You fucking asshole! You think you get your rocks off of calling people and asking for someone's dead parents? Assholes thought that was a fun thing to do after my dad died a few years back, and the day after I buried my fucking mom, you fucking asked for her, you fucking piece of shit, disconnection noise. After this exchange, crewman Z is seen looking at a photo of a woman and a redacted for 2 hours. Getting up from his chair, he proceeds to walk over to the airlock and open it, flooding the entire station. The entire station and all crews are dissolved and rebuilt over the course of 6 hours. It is not currently understood why 684 made a direct contact with Redacted. Each previous iteration of Crewman Z made such contact attempts, but this is the only recorded time in which 684 did not generate the communication response. At the risk of anthropomorphizing 684, we may conclude that it simply made a mistake. If it's copy 48, then that sounds like it may have been some years since they last heard from this person. Okay, so yeah, what probably happen is, oh hey, turns out I'm not real. I'll just not. Now it's time for the non-bottomless pit, so we can find out what that means, and it's also Euclid. 685 is a geological feature. It is unable, or as it's a geological feature, is unable to be moved from its current location. A 20-kilometer radius around 685, designated Research Site 85, is to be kept clear of all non-indigenous or non-Foundation personnel. In addition to on-site personnel, 685 is to be monitored remotely via satellite from Command Blank. Non-biological objects are to be autoclaved and immersed in 10% bleach solution for 30 minutes before being removed from the site. All other objects are to be kept under BSL 3 conditions for no less than 6 months. Personnel rotating off-duty at Site 85 will be quarantined for 1 month and subject to weekly physical examination for the next 2 months afterwards. Charges of C4 are to be placed every blank meters around the circumference of 685 to be armed and detonated in the event of an incoming hostile object. Should any hostile object survive the explosion, it is to be engaged by the current on-site mobile task force. Containment by means of a nuclear missile launched from blank is to be used as a last resort. SCP-685 is a large pit located in a remote mountain region of blank, located at blank 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 by blank. It's roughly circular with a mean diameter of 33.5 meters and appears to be a natural opening in the Earth's crust with no signs of excavation. Roughly once every 2 to 5 hours, objects are observed rising out of the pit, pausing at a height of approximately 2 meters relative to the rim of the pit before descending back into 685. In the blank years that it has been under observation, no object dropped into the hole has emerged from it again. Descending into the pit presents a danger to any explorer as the objects have progressively higher velocities the deeper they observed in the pit. Despite the impossibility of this behavior is consistent with objects accelerated solely by gravity through an airless corridor crossing the Earth's extent. However, an investigation of area within a 100-kilometer radius of the site opposite 685 revealed no topological anomalies. so even if the pit does descend past the Earth's crust, it does not emerge on the other side. The hole itself is under constant video surveillance. A list of objects dropped or released into the hole since observation began can be found in document 685B. Since blank June blank, all objects greater than 10 centimeters in diameter emerging from 685 have been tracked by a high-sensitivity radar system, caught by an automated robotic arm suspended over the pit, and placed in containers for study by on-site staff. Specimens cataloged in this manner conclude 34% rock debris of indeterminate origin, 31% rock debris from around the site, 27% organic debris, and 7% data expunged. The organic debris retrieved from the pit usually consists of data expunged. A full listing of all objects observed emerging from 685 are listed in Document C. Those cataloged by the automated system are cross-listed in Document C1. Additionally, a catwalk is occasionally extended across the pit to gather small objects which emerge from 685. A report of the composition of the debris may be viewed by Level 3 or higher personnel in Document D. I feel like none of those are in here. Well, Document D is. Let's see. All objects retrieved from the pit and deemed not to merit further study are returned to the pit. Human exploration of 685 has been limited to the lighted portion of the hole to reduce the incidence of injuries from collisions with objects emerging from the pit. These limited surface studies have detected no deviation in the wall of the pit from known local geographic strata. In 19-something, a disposable tube was lowered to a depth of 1.75 kilometers before being incapacitated and retrieved. Before contact was lost, subject reported that the temperature remained approximately the same for the entire descent past 30 meters, and that the pit slowly widened the further down it went. This was subsequently confirmed by an unmanned observation probe lowered on blank November 2000-something, which was lowered to a depth of 9.45 kilometers before being pulverized. It recorded a constant temperature of 12.1 degrees Celsius for the entire descent, and the probe's laser rangefinder detected an increase of 0.92 meters per 100 meters descended. Due to the likelihood that further exploration using similar methods will not be able to progress further, and that reinforced probes are unlikely to add significantly to the data known about 685, further exploration of the pit is discontinued as blank 2000-something. Note: 685 is not a disposal pit. We don't know where it goes, we don't need to be telling anyone on the other end that we're here, and we won't need our garbage boomeranging back at us years from now. Dr. Roger. Document D. Analysis of all rock debris obtained from 685 reveals no anomalies and is consistent with terrestrial origin. Analysis of the organic debris reveals that while DNA was unable to be isolated from any sample, in roughly 63% of the samples obtained, mass spectroscopy detected the pervasive presence of blank non-canonical amino acids, including data expunged. Only a handful of known terrestrial organisms use non-canonical amino acids, and of those, each only uses one. Petri dishes with media incorporated in the non-canonical amino acids was used to grow cultures taken from all objects retrieved from the pit. Organisms cultured exhibited data expunged and are resistant to all known antibiotics. To date, none have been found that survive autoclaving or incineration. Additionally, carbon-14 dating of the organic debris exhibiting terrestrially known amino acid compositions reveals that none of the debris is less than 35 years old. This is unsurprising in light of the desiccated hexapod corpse observed on blank February blank before the construction of the automated retrieval system. Okay. And that brings us back around to the hard-to-destroy reptile. Which is Keter, because they can't kill it. Here's a picture of him shortly after escaping from containment, still recovering from acid immersion. 682 must be destroyed as soon as possible. At this time, no means available to the SCP teams are capable of destroying it, only able to cause massive physical damage. 682 should be contained within a 5x5x5 meter chamber with 25 centimeters reinforced acid-resistant steel plate lining all inside surfaces. The containment chamber should be filled with hydrochloric acid until 682 is submerged and incapacitated. Any attempts of 682 to move, speak, or breach containment should be reacted to quickly and with full force as called for by the circumstances. Personnel are forbidden to speak to it for fear of provoking a rage state. All unauthorized personnel attempting to communicate with 682 will be restrained and removed by force. Due to its frequent attempts at containment breach, difficulty of containment and incapacitation, and high threat of Foundation exposure, 682 is to be contained in site redacted. The Foundation will use the best of its resources to maintain all land within 50 kilometers clear of human development. SCP-682 is a large, vaguely reptile-like creature of unknown origin. It appears to be extremely intelligent and was observed to engage in complex conversation with SCP-79 during their limited time of exposure. I feel like that's able, but I'm not 100% sure. Is this... oh, it's a microcomputer. Okay, never mind. 682 appears to have a hatred of all life, which has been expressed in several interviews during containment. See Addendum B. There it is. Why is there not the Addendum A? And it's the transcript of... Oh! There's an audio file for it. Interesting. 682 has always been observed to have an extremely high strength, speed, and reflexes, though exact levels vary with its form. 682's physical body grows and changes very quickly, growing or decreasing in size as it consumes or sheds material. It gains energy from anything it ingests, organic or inorganic. Digestion seems to be aided by a set of filtering gills inside its nostrils, which are able to remove usable matter from any liquid solution, enabling it to constantly regenerate from the acid it is contained in. Its regenerative capabilities and resilience are staggering, and it has been seen moving and speaking with its body 87% destroyed or rotted. In case of a containment breach, 682 is to be tracked and recaptured by all available mobile task forces, and no teams with fewer than 7 members are cleared to engage it. To date, attempted breaches have numbered at 17, while successful breaches have numbered at 6. See Addendum D. So,
now why did you kill those farmers? If you don't talk now, we'll remove you from this attempt and place you back into... Pardon? Speak up. Move the mic up closer. The microphone only has so much gain. Move it closer to it. Don't mess up, man. Look at it.
They were disgusting.
okay. Alright, so Addendum D breaches with 682. First occurrence, handled by Agent Blank, KIA, Personnel 129, KIA, 27, KIA, 173, KIA, 200, KIA, 193, KIA. I'm just going to say dead. Second occurrence, Agent Blank, Dr. Blank, 124, dead. Third occurrence, handled by Agent Blank, M Sergeant Blank, Agent Blank, dead, and Personnel 216. Fourth occurrence, handled by Agent Blank, S Sergeant, T Sergeant, Private, Lieutenant, S Sergeant, dead. Alright, dead. Fifth occurrence, handled by Disposable Dude 221, dead. Why did 221 live? Sixth occurrence, handled by Agent Blank, missing in action, dead. E. Termination options. Log of event. Doctor attempts to use 409 on 682. General Blank, and Dr. Blank observing. Exposure. Began to tear at the point of contact, causing massive trauma to the area. Requests several times to know what it's been exposed to. Crystallization begins, spreading much slower than usual. Shows signs of extreme pain and begins having seizure. Crystallization stops at 62% conversion. The area explodes, causing massive physical trauma. Recovers from exposure despite the loss of limbs and organs. Begins regeneration, stating that it will attempt to kill and consume all staff involved in this event. 682 appears to now be immune to SCP-409. Use of other SCP items to terminate must now be first tested on samples of it before full-scale testing. In accordance, the Dr. Blank's recommendations, see document 27B6, Dr. Blank and Dr. Blank have requested permission to attempt the termination using 689, which we will be getting to in the next episode. The request is currently pending approval from Dr. Blank. They last updated this in last August. Let's see. It has also been suggested by Dr. Gears to use 182 in an attempt to communicate with 682. 182 has expressed reluctance and refuses to enter the containment center of 682 if at all possible. And who was that again? Caucasian male, but to enter the minds of animals. And humans. Let's see, let's see. Mention of Abel and 682 and own pass prior to acquisition. So don't talk about those to it. So, experiment log, which is a different page and very, very, very long. So, I do have every intention of wanting to read this, but this is entirely too long to do just now. So, let's see. Vital SCP Saturday stuff. Definitely going to come back to that very soon. Which brings us to this TV tropes page, which is the self-demonstrating SCP-682. Low growling noises. I don't really know what the hell kind of voice to do for him because the voice was all weird and echoey, and I've been imagining he sounds like Killer Croc from the Batman Arkham series, but I probably can't really do that voice. So, disgusting creature, why have you come here? You're lucky I'm contained at the moment, otherwise I'd snap you in half. I can't read this entire entry like that, but that's how I imagine it would sound. The vermin in charge here have been kind enough to allow me my own and TV tropes page. Suppose anything to keep me from redacted. See, evil laugh. I've been designated as 682 or hard to kill or hard to destroy reptile. Though I only look like one of your admittedly not as vile but still hideous cold-blooded creatures. The Foundation captured me after I brutally slaughtered a bunch of expletive-deleted farmers. Ever since then they've tried to kill me. Needless to say, their pitiful attempts have been unsuccessful. So for now, they keep me in a tank of acid in order to weaken me. You filthy expletive-deleted piles of expletive-deleted can read about data expunged. Ambiguous gender. I may or may not be female. To be honest, gender doesn't really apply to me since I can be either, both, or neither at any time. Regeneration has that advantage. 53 seems to think I'd look pretty in a bow and dress. That's adorable. Absolute xenophobe. My goal is to eradicate all disgusting, vile beings in this universe. Adaptive ability. No matter what the Foundation does to me, sooner or later I'll grow immune to it and begin wrecking their shit all over again. The downside is that I lose my adaptations if I'm not constantly exposed to whatever hazard it was. But damn, they're fun while they last. Berserk button. Life is a berserk button for me, you disgusting worthless pile of expletive deleted. Bioluminescence is cool. I adapted to 272 this way. How else do you defend against something that pins your shadow? Bizarre alien biology. No one knows if I'm truly organic, and apparently I'm related to some weird stuffed meatbags found in an outer space colony. To the point of being a berserk button. Call a smearp a rabbit. I'm not a reptile, I just look like one, stupid humans. Ceiling cling. Listen, meatbags, I'm not afraid of 524. Evasive maneuvers are a perfectly valid adaptation. Killer rabbit. Oh, the rabbit that can eat anything. Cosmic retcon won't work on me because my past can't be rewritten. I've seen what 2140 can do before, back when redacted. Diabolus ex nihilo. You said it like it's uncommon around here. Eldritch Abomination. The Foundation thinks something is off about me due to my physiology. Even 343, who claims to be God, is unable to sense my very presence. Not sure if I should be flattered or insulted. Extreme omnivore. Anything I eat restores my power. Yes, even the acid they contained me in. Well, have you seen SCP-53? The kid's freaking adorable. She drew the cutest rainbow mushroom cloud on my carapace. To all living things. Also, when she was revealed to be the Horseman of Death, maybe, guess who got to be her horse? How sweet. That's probably gonna come up later in one of the various SCP Saturdays. Eyes do not belong there. Hey, I need those extra eyes. I adapt sometimes or else 173 won't redact it. So quit shooting them already! Failure is the only option. You think that trying data expunge and even data expunge would kill me, and yet I'm still here. You think you can heal from me? Yes. For you, it means I can heal any wounds before I tear apart the meaty husk you call bodies. Half the man he used to be. The Foundation tried this once. Both halves, I spelled, lizard you can't spell, regenerated into me. But I had to eat myself to speed up my regeneration, you know how it is. Status quo was God. Horse of a different color. That deranged idiot Dr. Kondraki once tried to ride me. Dumb expletive deleted, nearly got himself. Remember, can't die. Killed by 173. For the record, the only one allowed to ride me is 53. If anyone else, especially Kondraki, again, tries to ride me, I will shove my claws up his expletive deleted until their bodily fluids ooze out of every orifice on their body, especially the ones I just made! That's not how you spell that either. Lizard, somebody needs to edit the Lizard's article. Humans through alien eyes. From my perspective, all life in this world are 50 horrid piles of expletive deleted that must be destroyed at once. If you ask me, I'm doing everyone a favor by eradicating such filth. Why is it still saying expletive deleted if he said shit normally up here a little while ago? Like, I don't understand why it's expletive deleted except for that one time. But see, look, there it is again. Why even delete the expletives if you're going to say them later? Once the Foundation tried throwing me into their sun. I came right back, on fire, doubtlessly pissed and ready to burn some fuckers. You expletively, why do that? It's obviously you fuckers know you'll never destroy me. I'm much too powerful. Liminal beings, they finally started to catch on that words like alive and organic only apply to me in the loosest sense. Non-malicious monsters, surprised? It's not in my nature to be this aggressive and violent, you fucks are just that disgusting to me. If I see something that isn't so horrifying, like 53 or Dr. Clef behind his data expunged, I'll leave it be. Nuke 'em. They refuse to try this on me. They're afraid I'll become radioactive. And then what? Rampage across Tokyo? Come to think of it, that sounds about right. Obviously evil. You humans acting like me wanting to destroy you is a bad thing. Is it wrong for me to want to eradicate a bunch of pests? He's got a point. Turns out I don't hate everything on this putrid sphere of filth. Why you worthless piles of flesh keep such a sweet little girl contained is beyond me. I mean, have you seen her? She's freaking adorable. And if I find out you've harmed a hair on her precious little head, I'll mega fucking redact it. What the hell with a wind turbine? That is unless causes you to die first. Isn't that cute? Papa Wolf. 79 and I bonded quickly during our short time together. We share a lot of common interests like our hatred of living things, our desire to eradicate life in the slowest, most painful way possible. I do look forward to visiting him again, and 999 and I are not friends. See below for details, you sacks of worthless meat. Homicidal maniac. Die! Die, you worthless, disgusting life forms! Exterminate, exterminate, Doctor Who. Power copying. Sometimes my adaptations allow me to use whatever the Foundation has used on me against them, like 61's psychic mind control, 999's happiness, or me, the toaster. Regret eating me. Why did you stupid flesh sacks think that any hamburger meat made out of me would be good? My code name is Hard to Kill Reptile, not that I am one, stupid Foundation. The rival. Oh, 1548. It's a race between me and him to see who destroys all of you meatbags first. Make no mistake, I will break free and do it myself before that hydrogen balloon gets here. In the meantime, we rap. It'll be interesting to find out what the deal with that is in the next SCP Saturday. Sophisticated as hell, I can be quite eloquent in my speech patterns. Why I waste my vocabulary on such putrid, disgusting, absolutely revolting mounds of flesh and bone is fucking beyond me. Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny. Anytime I fight a strong SCP, inevitably turns into this. But good luck trying to find one that'll put me down for good. 76B. Pretty fun unless you count the part where he respawned. Must be how those scientists feel whenever their toys don't kill me. 96. Skinny bastard's a lot tougher than he looks, though I'm pretty sure I broke his spirit at least. 372. Cornered it, knocked it out. The end. 826. The Foundation used this thing to make a friendly monster that could, most definitely could and would kill me. Killed it anyway. Against 2599. Turns out that little shit couldn't kill me even when I asked. Cheeky wink, laugh track, jazzy outro. Vitriolic best buds. 999 and I have a love-hate relationship. He loves me. I wish he'd shove his happy-go-lucky face into a blender going full speed. It's not how you spell speed, lizard. I must admit, being able to kill those personnel with the power of laughter was quite enjoyable. 999 can still go fuck himself if he ever tries to tickle me again, though. The Worf effect. If something needs to be shown as crazy strong as a tail, it'll end up killing me. Like the one about when 1548 finally arrived. He disintegrated me. Come on, there's no way a stupid ball of hydrogen can kill me. He can't even beat me in a rap battle. 151D apparently decapitated me with my own severed jaw. If the little shit hadn't gotten bored and wandered off, I would have definitely killed his ass before 56 did. Whatever Jellybag thought the idea of 173 being able to replicate deserves an extra painful demise courtesy of me. 2935 killed an expendable alternate universe me, but it also killed 173 and every last redacted on that version of this worthless rock, so props to it, I suppose. Why did it have to be 173? No, don't bring me near that thing, you hear me? And don't bring it near me! Do you even realize it's data expunged? Now, glass cracks. To eradicate you filthy fuckers and all disgusting beings! Glass shatters. Warning, 682 containment breach. Containment breach what? Roars are heard as massive clawed hand breaks the alarm system. Okay, so, that about does it for episode 146 of Let's Read the SCP Foundation Wiki. In the next episode, we're going to be checking out the infectious lactation. Okay. Noir, hole dwellers, haunter in the dark, and joke bandages. This episode, I can already feel, is going to be so messed up. So, this has been Anashi Sasuke. This is, again, episode 146. If you liked it, a like and a subscribe would be groovy. If you didn't, you need to do either one of those things. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Later.